Bang, 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 bang. Welcome to the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm the host with the most. My name is Michael Marcanio, and I'm here with my boys. It's your boy T on the left, Tyler Revelis. Look at dude, he's got little dumb 22s. And then we got Andre Navarro on the right.
Fucking shoot you with a 22.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
I actually really like that.
That's all I got.
Welcome to the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast. This is Season 3, Episode 51. Today we're just talking about the Thursday night football game. We got the Jaguars playing the Dolphins. Actually, the Dolphins technically are playing the Jaguars because
Jaguars?
It's in Jacksonville.
Jaguar.
I don't know. Jaguars are fast cars.
That's a Jaguar.
And they got even faster football players.
You sound French. Jaguar?
C'est Jaguar.
Is Jaguar?
Here, I'll do this podcast in French. Hold on.
You know how to...
We have the Miami Dolphins playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have the quarterback, the Gardner Mineshew, playing against the James Robertson. He has the best running back in the league.
I thought you knew French for a second.
Yeah, sometimes I do that accent. People think, I feel like I didn't do a good job there. But anyways.
Let's get it.
Let's get into it. But first, before we start the podcast, just know if you don't have time for the entire episode, this is actually going to be one of the shorter ones because we're just kind of going into the Thursday night football matchup. You can go look it within the description and check the timestamps, and you can easily navigate through the episode that way. It's just say you want to hear us talk about the new kind of receiver that's doing really well in Jacksonville, Keelan Cole. You can just look in the description, see exactly what time we talk about it, and you could click on that if you're on YouTube, or you can just scroll through it if you're on the audio only on the podcast app, whatever you use. So it's just a helpful, useful tool that we do for you guys because we look out, because we care about you. We care about you. We care about your fantasy team. We care about everything. And if we care about you, we would love for you to care about us and our growth and see us emerge as stars in the fantasy football world. Emerge. So yeah, if you could help us out and you follow us on the subscribe to us on the Apple Podcast app, go ahead and leave us a rating and review on there. It really helps us out, so that way when you type in fantasy football, we pop up. So we would really appreciate that. And then also subscribe to us on YouTube. We have full video format. I actually play highlights and things like that while we talk about these players, so you can kind of, it's just a little, if you're more of a visual learner, it's a little helpful tool. So yeah, take advantage of all these. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We post breaking news, all these different updates. We try and keep you guys updated as much as possible. If you if you have certain players that get injured, that kind of thing. So who to pick up on the fly, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
It's very helpful stuff. So that's all we got for the intro. Let's get into the nitty gritty, baby. So we got the Thursday night football preview right here. So we're going to start on the away team, Dolphins side of the ball. We're going to start with, we always go quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and then whether or not we are able to play this defense. So we're going to start with the Dolphins, and we're going to go Ryan Fitzpatrick. This is pretty quick.
On the count of three, ready? Ready, T? 1, 2, 3.
Horny.
Nope.
Horny.
Shit.
Don't play him.
Yeah, you're not playing Fitzpatrick. He looks terrible right now, and as a Dolphins fan, I'm a little nervous because I was kind of hoping he could at least be decent. I feel like the more that he struggles, the more they're inclined to throw the rookie Tua Tagovailoa in. And as a Dolphins fan, I do not want to see Tagovailoa in there at all. I would like for him to kind of just maybe towards the tail end of the year, you throw Tua in there, get him a couple games under his belt. But I just hope it's not a scenario where we're week 5, week 6, and you're seeing Tua in there because I just for the hips and for his hips, for his hip and his health, I kind of want him to not play. So hopefully Fitzpatrick can do better. But yeah, you're not starting him in your lineup.
No, and I don't know when their bye week is, but that's when teams will put in those rookies. Give them that extra week to learn all that shit. But yeah, no, I'm not playing him. I like him though because he slings it to some of our guys, but. No, yeah. You know what's going to happen? He's going to get close to getting benched, and then he's going to do a comeback drive and then keep his job for another game, like he always does. Beat the Patriots.
Yeah, I could see
Thursday
it.
night, we got the beard versus the mustache. That's how you should have started it off.
Truly. That's how we should have. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Okay. Well, we can move on to the running back. We got Myles Gaskin. I think we've kind of learned from the first 2 weeks that this guy, I think you said it best, is that he's not fucking up at all. So it's like, why would you take him out? And he's like kind of a dual threat running back. I think. What do you think? Do you think he's would you start him though? No. Like I think he's emerging as the feature back there, but are you starting Myles Gaskin?
You put it best. You go ahead and say what you said. How he's
Yeah, I'm not sure what I said off air, but
no, you said
hybrid. He's a hybrid.
Oh, the hybrid.
Yeah,
okay,
you were just saying how like Jordan Howard does one thing and then Matt Breida does another, and like it seems like
he's like the bait. Like if Jordan Howard and Matt Breida fuck and had a baby, it'd be like Myles Gaskin because I guess he does do a little bit of both. But I mean, yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. All the reports or all the hype, outside of training camp and whatever was, obviously Jordan Howard's going to be the bruiser, Matt Breida is kind of be the lightning. There was no chatter about Myles Gaskin at all. Obviously you knew he was going to make the team, but you're thinking he's just kind of a depth guy. This is one of the scenarios where it would have been nice to have preseason because we could have seen some flashes of him and potentially been like, okay, like here's a guy to go out and get maybe a late round pick and go out and grab him. But I mean, he's played 60+% of the snaps in each of the game, and he's had 13 total touches in each of the game. And like I said, he's a dual threat guy. He's running the ball and catching the ball. He actually leads the Dolphins running backs in targets with 11. And when you think of a guy like Matt Breida, who's kind of like a pass catching back, I feel like most people think about, Matt Breida only has 2 targets.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, so it's the Myles Gaskin show over there. I mean, obviously you're not rushing to go get him and throw him into your lineup. The Dolphins offense looks terrible right now. But, I mean, if you're in a pinch, maybe you got CMC, maybe you got Saquon. You couldn't get one of these running backs on the waiver wire. He's not a big name, Myles Gaskin. Go out and grab him. You could throw him in as if you're in a pinch at your RB2 spot, I think you can go out there and throw him in there, especially in PPR leagues. And I think he'll give you a safe floor. I mean, I think he's got 10+ points in PPR in both games so far.
Yeah, you love to see that. So yeah, I think you're right though. Right there, running back 3 like flex.
For sure, yeah, with upside.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I want to say bold prediction. He falls into the end zone.
Falls.
Well, actually, that's what Jordan Howard does. What are Jordan Howard's stats, Dre? Do you have them off the top of your head?
I sure do. Is he next?
I don't have him in there, but remember I said we could talk about
even better. 13 carries, 11 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He literally is only on the field when they hand him the ball. Like I think he has like what you said, 13 carries.
Yeah, 11 yards. He averages
and he's got like
8.
He's got like 15 snaps. That's how many snaps he's played. 15. So when he's on the field, it's like as a defensive coordinator, like okay, Jordan Howard's on the field. He's getting the ball. He's literally just the goal line back. He's a plunger.
He's Sonny Michel's older brother, dude. I'm telling you.
I mean, I was a little surprised because I thought Jordan Howard could be decent at least, and see. 15 touches, give or take, every single week, and the goal line work, which I feel like would have been nice.
Mama's wrong again.
Mama's wrong again.
I told you, he is, and he looks like he's like 30 years old. He's 25.
Yeah,
he's like not old. He just,
bro, that's younger than me.
Man, it's impressive how bad he is.
Yeah.
But Myles Gaskin, go grab him. I feel like I said, I feel like especially in a week where you're getting like all these running backs, Freeman, Deion Lewis, Mike Davis, because you got all these injuries.
Devontae Freeman's out there.
Yeah, like people probably are trying to go get those players. Everyone's sleeping on a guy like Myles Gaskin. Go grab him because he's probably still on the waiver wire in a ton of leagues. I'm not sure what his own percentage is yet, but I can't imagine that he's highly owned. So he's probably out there, and we always talk about it. If you can get a starting running back or a running back who's playing 60+% of the snaps, and he's on the waiver wire, you just got to go get that guy. Even if you don't feel comfortable throwing him to your lineup, you just got to go get him. At least have him for depth. Like I said all the time, you can never have enough running backs.
He's available in 69% of leagues still.
Yeah. So he's available. I mean, obviously, if you're in 8-man leagues, you're probably not going to get him. But 10, 12-man leagues, 100%. I'm going to get Myles Gaskin. At least to keep as my bench.
100%.
Yeah, is he this year's John Brown for our podcast?
We'll see. Maybe
he's a guy we just talk about week in and week out.
Potentially.
PPR leagues. Okay, we can move on to the next guy here. We're going to move on to wide receivers for the Dolphins. We got Devante Parker. What's the status on good old Freckles?
Devante, huh?
No. I don't know why I said Freckles.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, is that some nickname?
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like this guy's constantly injured.
Yeah, it's unfortunate he finally balled. I mean, I have him here 9 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown for the season. I mean, it's not bad. I would monitor the leg. I mean, he's still worth playing as a flex. I mean, if he's healthy, he's definitely should be in your lineup. But yeah, I mean, Fitzmagic hasn't been that great, but I would play him if healthy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be healthy. Obviously, he leaves week 1. He was dealing with a hamstring injury, soft tissue injury. Leaves week 1, but I mean, he was highly efficient. He had 4 catches on 4 targets for 47 yards in week 1. And even next week, or it's week 2, has a touchdown, so it has a good game. If Devante Parker's on the field, he's in my lineup 100% because he's the best weapon on this Dolphins offense, and it's not even close. I know Gesicki balled out. I know we're kind of hyping up Gaskin here, but at the end of the day, the number one option in the passing attack and the best offensive weapon for the Miami Dolphins is Devante Parker, and he looks like he's all systems go right now, and he should be able to be playing. And like I said, if he's on the field, he's in my lineup.
I like that. I like that. That's a good way to play it. What if you have Calvin Ridley, Robert Woods, and I don't know.
Well, whoever you name
David
last.
Montgomery.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, do I play that? I feel like there's a lot of times where you're like,
yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, that's a scenario where you could have, obviously, you're starting those receivers. I think Dre hit it right on the head. He's a wide receiver 3 flex option right there. Obviously, depending on how your depth is at the position. In terms of playing him over a running back, I've kind of been leaning towards, as my flex players, I like to start receivers. I just feel like they have more upside compared to some of these running backs. I feel like a running back can get you 15 touches, but if he doesn't fall into the end zone, sometimes those running backs don't put up a good a game. Or a receiver can get you 5 catches, 80 yards, and especially if you're in PPR, it's a good game.
yeah.
Unless you have elite, unless you win all running backs, but 100%, I'm the same way. If I don't have elite guys, I'm more apt to go running back or a wide receiver also. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. By the way, if you're going into the Thursday night game, ideally, unless you just have straight up studs. If you're going to put Devante Parker in your flex, try and put him in your wide receiver 2 spot, just so that way when Sunday comes around, just in case something happens, because we've seen it, especially last week, right before the games, you can adjust and make a move, whether it be running back or wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? In that flex position.
Gives you the flexibility.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that wasn't even planned. That shit just happened.
Yeah, that just happened. That wasn't even planned.
Literally
wasn't even planned.
Honestly, I wasn't even tripping like that.
All right, we can jump into the next receiver here. You got Preston Williams, kind of a guy, he broke out in his rookie year in, last year in Miami. It was like a 1A, 1B scenario with him and Devante Parker. Obviously, Preston Williams, I think week 8 or something like that, tears the ACL. He's out for the year, and that's kind of when Devante Parker really boomed. I mean, because he was, getting 10+ targets every single game. For whatever reason it is right now, I know Preston Williams was kind of like a late round target. A lot of people were getting, and just saying of what he could be. But for whatever reason, he just doesn't look the same. I don't know if it's the ACL. I don't know what it is exactly, but he's just lacking the ability to create separation. He already has a couple drops. I mean, like I said off the air, I was torn between dropping him or John Brown, and like I said, this just shows you that we don't know everything. And I went homer pick here, and I decided to keep Preston Williams just because I'm a Dolphins fan, and I was like, I just want to have a Dolphin on my team, blah, blah, blah. So, I dropped, I fucking I dropped John Brown like an idiot, and I got Preston Williams. But now I'm thinking about dropping Preston Williams because he hasn't done anything, and like I said, he just looks like he can't create separation, and it really is the Devante Parker show over there. He's asserted himself as the main guy in the passing attack.
No, T.N.F knows everything. He just went homer on him. I want to say I'll give him one more week. I think, the ACL with no preseason, maybe he's not up, just not in game shape all the way and fully healthy. Maybe that's why. But after next week, I think, he's done. 12 targets, 3 catches on the season, 25%, catch rate. That's not good. But, I'll give him one more week. I'm not starting him, but I'm not going to drop him yet. He's about to be on the drop.
I think I have him left in one league, and I'm the same way, Dre. I'm just one more week because, like I said, if he had preseason games, and maybe it'd be a little different. But at the same time, they're thin at the position. A couple guys sat out. A couple guys aren't very good. So he's he's healthy. I mean, he passed his physical, so I figure let him kind of get loose a little bit more and see how he does next week.
I mean, the only reason why I feel like I'm kind of holding on to him too is, like you said it, Mike. Devante Parker has, outside of last year where he actually played the whole year, he's been banged up his whole career. First couple years in the league, he was struggled to stay on the field. Even week one, he's already coming out the game halfway through the game, with the hamstring injury. So I've been holding on to him just for the situation of where, okay, like let's say Parker does go down and he misses a couple games. Like Dre just said right now, we have nobody to throw the ball to. So he kind of just becomes this guy where
de facto
he's going to be funneled 8 targets a game as a floor. And kind of like I think I've said it on a podcast in the past is, I could see a situation where, obviously Preston Williams got hurt last year and we kind of saw Devante Parker explode. I could see a situation where it's role reversal. Now Devante Parker goes down and we see Preston Williams just being funneled so many targets that he puts up crazy good numbers. So that's the only reason why I've been like holding on to him and being patient. But like Dre said, I think you kind of hold on maybe a week or another 2, but if not, yeah, he might end up on the waiver wire.
On the waiver wire.
Just give it one more week, way.
Y put it one more week on the T.N.F.
Pat the wire.
Because you're sometimes it's like, what the frick, bro. All right, we can move on to your boy Mike Gesicki.
Hey.
What are you thinking, baby?
This is like our boy over here. We got Dre. I don't know if the listeners know this about Dre, but
he's a tight end whisperer.
He's tight end you over here.
Hello. What's up, Mike? Hey, you wanna play? I'm not even a coach. I have this clipboard that has nothing on it, but it's magical. It tells me everything.
Visualize it. You don't have to write it down. You're just visualizing the clipboard magic.
I look at it and I'm like, there's nothing here. I need to make something. And then shit happens. And I got him. But
I don't understand this analogy.
It's just this thing. It's when I do drafts, I have this clipboard when I walk around my house. I walk around my house with a clipboard, but there's nothing on it.
But you're just saying like,
It's because everything's up here, dude.
It's here, dude.
In the
Got
cabeza.
Okay,
It's
so
like
that's
the
what you
coach.
do when you
draft.
discover these tight ends.
Just anybody, dude. But it's all in the clipboard. Mike Gesicki's a man. 16 targets, 11 catches, 160 yards and a tug. He leads the team in targets, catches, yards, and he's a wide tight end. But he's really just a slot receiver. They were saying how he's already kind of changing that stigma with Chan Gailey and his tight ends. Because, he's getting targeted, and T was saying he catches everything. His catch radius is stupid. Like anything around, he's coming down with. So he looks good. Is he going to have 8 for 100 in a tug? No, every game, but I'll take it. But he should be getting at least targeted. He should be getting the volume that should keep him in your lineup. So I would definitely go with him.
With limited options in Miami.
Yeah, for sure. And he's the most athletic one possibly.
And he doesn't get that much separation, but he can make crazy catches. That one-handed, was it him that had that one-handed and he was running full sprint and it was behind him?
Yeah.
That was insane. That was probably one of the best one-handed catches. Like, I feel like it goes underrated because he didn't like jump up, but just him running full speed one way and catching it behind him was sick.
Yeah, he's athletic. People forget how athletic he was coming out. Like, he can jump. He's got that like short burst. Apparently he just can't get separation, but he can catch it. So
You gotta keep him separated.
He's a back end tight end one, but here's a guy where I feel like he was being disrespected in the rankings for all these like quote unquote experts. I think he was like tight end 15 or 16, somewhere around there. They had all these tight ends way ahead of him.
Not us, how?
But I had Gesicki way up there. I think I ended up finishing him at like tight end 7 or tight end 8. I do think he finishes the season as a top 10 tight end. Is he going to be boom or bust? I'm not sure because week 1 he didn't have the big game, but week 2 monster game, like Dre said, 8 catches, 130 yards, gets the tug. But I did have the argument of I feel like he is primed to lead the Dolphins in touchdown catches. Obviously, Preston Williams still banged up. They got to throw the ball. Devante Parker's there as well, but I just felt like Gesicki, he's a red zone threat. He's a big guy. He's a contested catch guy. So I still believe that Gesicki at the end of the year is going to be the Dolphins leading in touchdown catches.
Whoa.
The guy's just a freak athlete. Six or more targets in 11 of his 18 games. So, he gets heavily used and heavily targeted. Yeah, he's a back end tight end one, just depending on who you have. Here's the scenario. Like, for me, a lot of leagues, I have him, but I have another good tight end as well. So people like Dre over here trying to hit your boy up, trying to make a little trade. But it's just good to have him. Like I said, it's always good to have the depth. But, yeah, I fuck with Gesicki.
And the good thing, too, Fitz loves throwing him the ball. And, they say a young quarterback's best friend's a tight end, especially someone who's athletic like this.
If Tua starts, you're saying?
Yeah. For sure. They like to throw him the ball, so.
He's a tight end on paper, But my guy is an oversized wide receiver.
For sure.
And he lines up in the slot a ton. I've said this stat before, but like he lined up in the slot for tight ends. He lined up in the slot 130 more times, so he ran 130 more routes out of the slot than the second most guy, which was Greg Olsen last year. So I mean, my guy is out there running routes. He's not out there to block. He's out there to run routes. He's out there to catch the ball.
He's not new to this.
He wouldn't be on Anthony Lynn's team.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
Anyways.
He'd be on this team, all right.
Oh, yeah?
Talk about a team or an actual team?
All right, so we can go into the defense right here.
Yeah, defense. He's starting Miami's defense.
Nah, they got Byron Jones, the corner. Their big free agent splash. He's out. He's going to miss this game. And I know if Anthony was here, he would say it. Xavier Howard hasn't looked the same. I don't know what it is. If Anthony kind of thinks that he got paid and he doesn't care anymore. But I think maybe he could just be coming off the knee injury. I know he had, I think it was an ACL or he had something with the knee. He's got the knee coach. But I think it could be something like that. You know, the knee is still kind of banged up. But, yeah, and he's been on a pitch count too, Xavier Howard.
Pitch count.
But, yeah, you're not starting the Dolphins defense.
Yeah, don't start him.
Not against this guy right here.
We'll move on to the Jaguars side of the ball. We got Gardner Mineshew. Gardner with the mustache, dude. Gardner actually DM'd me and said that he loves the stash.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's
pretty
cool.
Are you guys stash bros?
Yeah.
Stash bros, Smash bros.
He's mustache. I'm mustache Mike, and he's mustache Minshew.
Nice.
That's what we go by, and we together are the mustache buddies.
Nice.
The mustache. We're the mustache buddies.
But yeah, I like Gardner Minshew. I know we hyped him up all in the offseason, draft season. We were telling you, hey, get this guy, in the later rounds, or if you want to match up base your quarterbacks, go grab him. You can pair him with another quarterback. But I mean, my guy's been balling, 3 touchdowns in each game so far.
Balling.
He's been highly efficient. He just threw the 2 picks last game, but I think one of them wasn't really his fault. He's kind of just chucking up a Hail Mary or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and it's Minshew, bro. He's just, how could you not like Minshew? Like, I feel like he's just like one of those players, like, you can't not like Minshew. But, so yeah, I like him. I mean, if you're streaming quarterbacks, I think he's a good option. He was in the waiver wire. He was one of our players to go out and grab. So yeah, definitely down on Gardner Minshew if you're streaming quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree on the fantasy side for sure. He's back end one. I mean, he's moving his way up week by week. And I was telling Mike before the show, so I was watching some shit on the Jags, and they all think he's like a superstar. Like Josh Allen, the D end, is like, we love him here. Like the team loves him. They were saying how they're not going to tank anymore, but like if they try to get another quarterback, it'd be a problem because the whole locker room, like everybody loves him.
That's like, how hard is that for teams to do? So many teams sign these quarterbacks and they're just not good leaders. It's like hard for them to win over the locker room and be good leaders. Gardner Minshew goes in there as an undrafted free agent and just completely wins the locker room naturally. Like as what you were saying, telling me, it's like, and I mean, you told me that. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, they,
you know
they
what I mean?
like fucking love him.
Yeah, I mean the guy's fucking awesome, dude. So you know.
Well, he got drafted, but I get what you're saying. But a late round quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, if
like,
I'm them,
not to be starting.
Yeah. He wasn't
supposed to be a starter.
You were saying because they paid Nick Foles all that money.
He was talking about being a quarterback coach for Nick
Alabama.
Saban.
Yeah, that's what he was. That was his backup plan.
So it's like, yeah, he wasn't even planning on starting.
I mean, if I'm them, a lot
you.
of people are saying they should go out and try to get Trevor Lawrence. But like you said, if you go out and get Trevor Lawrence, especially with the top pick, probably the number 1 overall pick, they do have a lot of draft picks, so they could make that move if they wanted to. But now you're gonna have to pay him number 1 overall pick money.
And how much?
But you're paying Gardner Minshew pennies on the dollar in a sense.
And how much?
He's not making anything right now.
And how much better is Trevor Lawrence going to be? Really? I mean, obviously he's going to be fucking amazing. But like you already got a guy that's going to keep you in games. He's already got the locker room. I know where this is less fantasy, but more football talk. But yeah, I don't know. I feel
like there's more pressing needs for the Jaguars as an organization 100%. Instead of replacing a quarterback that's pretty successful and kind of the face of the franchise. I mean, you want to sell jerseys, you want to sell tickets. Like Minshew's the guy. Like he's
mustache.
He's the fan favorite. Like I'm not even a Jaguars fan, and I fuck with Minshew.
Yeah, it's like he's like highly marketable. They already had like the Minshew like mustache day where everyone got mustaches. Yeah, he's just marketable. Yeah. Remember, he went around on a fucking RV with people. Remember, and he was like stopping by people's cities and doing stuff. He went across the country.
He's out here saying, if you draft me first week in fantasy,
he's living the dream. Guy's like 22 years old or whatever it may be, and he's starting quarterback in the NFL. And he's just,
dude, I think I want to date. We're just like sucking his dick so hard. I want to date Gardner Minshew.
All right, well, in that case, next freaking player.
Yeah, let's go on to the running back here. I feel like I kind of said it at the beginning. It's like if you add one of these Raquel Armstead or James Robinson, I know it's like you don't see a lot of these, a lot of like what their previous. You don't really see much of them, but all it takes is you to step into the role and kind of like prove what you're worth, and you can kind of like take over. And it seems like James Robinson's kind of making those steps. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, T.
I mean, I think it's the same thing how, I was talking about Myles Gaskin. Like, I don't see anything that James Robinson is doing on the field that's the coaches are going to be like, oh, we need to, like, not play him. We need to bench him. Like, he's not losing the job. That's for sure.
He's not fumbling.
I mean, what has he got here? He's got 32 carries compared to just 2 for the rest of the running backs combined. So he is the workhorse running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's gotten you 90 or more total yards in each of the game. And like I said, when they get in close, he's going to be the goal line back because they're not handing the ball off to anybody but him. And obviously you got Laviska Shenault doing his wildcat plays and stuff like that. But in terms of like a running back lining up and getting a handoff from Minshew, it's James Robinson. So he's like a low-end running back too for me right there, especially if you got some of these injuries. You're definitely dialing him up. Miami's run defense isn't anything to shy away from. So, yeah, I would be playing James Robinson. Obviously, you get James Robinson in the later rounds, or maybe you picked him up off the waiver wire, so maybe you're stacked at running back. So I'm not saying, sit a stud for him, but I feel like if you need to start him, I feel confident starting him.
Truly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just mad I dropped him in Dynasty, and this dude I don't like. I like him. I just didn't want him to have him. Got him. And now he's like, he's like trying to trade him off, and I'm like, you fucking dickhead. But, yeah. Laviska has the second most carries on the team with 7. So yeah, he's got 32 of 34. Chris Thompson has the other ones. Yeah, Gardner Minshew is actually 3rd in carries. He's gotten at least 4 in both games. So yeah, I mean he's the A and the B.
Yeah, James Robinson, RB2.
Sweet, do it. DJ Chark.
So he's questionable right now. He's got like a chest and a back injury. He practiced limited. I think it was Monday and Tuesday. He didn't practice today. Now, I don't know if it's because they're on a short week. Obviously, they play Thursday night. Maybe they're just kind of resting him. They don't want him to go out there and aggravate something, potentially. So he's questionable right now. So you just got to monitor. We'll keep you guys updated. Just check the Instagram, check the Twitter. We'll let you guys know. But if DJ Chark is out there on the field, again, is another scenario where he's kind of like Devante Parker. He's a wide receiver 3. He's a flex guy. If he's on the field, he's in my lineup.
Look at that throw. Crazy.
Dime. Yeah, you said everything that I was going to say. He actually looked at my paper. So
yeah, if he's in your lineup. Yep. For sure. Keelan Cole. This is where it gets interesting. So we went DJ Chark Jr. We're on Keelan Cole Sr. Let's talk about Jaguars, okay?
No, yeah. I fuck with him. He is caught 11 of 12 targets, 105 yards, 2 tugs. He's only played 73% of snaps, which is 52nd in the NFL. And he's only run 27 routes per game, which is 57th in the NFL. Some say, like, that's not good. I actually think that's great that he's been playing that percentage, and it's going to go up because he's been playing well. I mean, he's a number 16 wide receiver right now in fantasy, something in half point on the low. And like I said, he's 11 of 12 targets. That one ball wasn't catchable, so his catch rate's actually 100%. So he's caught every catchable ball this season. Only 2 games, granted, but sneaky on the low. Not a name, but you can go and pick him up if he's there.
I mean, you said it is he was available after your waiver wire. You just were able to pick him up.
Yeah,
right?
You can add him. Yeah, so you can keep your waiver wire,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
he leads the Jaguars wide receivers in targets, receptions, and yards right now. He's got 2 touchdowns. I don't know if he's kind of like turning into the red zone threat over Chark. 'Cause I feel like Chark's kind of like the big play down the field guy. He catches like the 40-yard bomb from Minshew. So I don't know if Keelan Cole's kind of taking over as the red zone option for this offense. It's a little, I don't know what the right word is here, but it's a little surprising to see D.D. Westbrook, both games he's been a healthy scratch. So I'm kind of curious if they try to move on from him at the trade deadline, potentially try to move him. But, yeah, D.D. Westbrook hasn't even played a snap yet, healthy scratch both games. If there's no DJ Chark, I'm 1,000% putting Keelan Cole into my lineup because, like I said, he's the guy right now outside of DJ Chark. And if Chark's not out there, then Keelan Cole becomes like the guy to me. So yeah, if no Chark, I'm definitely playing Keelan Cole
for sure.
And that's the truth. I did throw Laviska Shenault in here. What do you guys think if DJ Chark's out, possibly?
He's almost making a standalone case for himself. He's top 30 in our league, half-point PPR. He's like 27 or 28.
Do you think that a lot of that has to do with game script and Gardner Minshew just firing back?
I actually think it's his versatility more. So I was telling T, he has seven carries, 47 yards on the season. He has a touchdown. He's obviously had some catches. He has a receiving touchdown. I mean, he's going to get carries every game. He's gotten at least 3 a game. So, I mean, they're just using him all over the place. I don't see why they would stop, especially when they don't have a backup running back.
Yeah, he's like a Swiss Army knife. Like Dre said, he ran a ton of Wildcat in Colorado. So that's kind of what they're doing right now. They literally just line him in the backfield, they hike him with the ball, and they let him do his thing. And, the guy is definitely a freak athlete. He's explosive. He's definitely got some speed. Big boy too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he's a guy where if he's on the waiver wire, I'm definitely throwing him on my bench. Am I going to start him right now? Maybe not. But like I said, if Chark's out, then that's kind of where he becomes into like that starting conversation. Now, obviously, it depends on who you have on your team as well. I'm not going to be starting him over some of these like top tier receivers. But, you might be in a situation where, you're in a 3 wide receiver league or you're in a double flex league, and
for sure.
he enters like that wide receiver 3 flex territory, especially if Chark's out.
Truly.
Yeah.
Well,
if Chark is out, would you say Keelan Cole's like wide receiver 2 or more like a flex guy?
I would say, like a low end 2, more like a low end 2, but definitely he should be playing every week if Chark goes out.
Yeah, I agree.
I did throw this guy in here, Tyler Eifert. He ended up in the end zone last week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy for him. He didn't get hurt last year. He finally got a tug.
Did he? Wait, did he not?
What? He didn't. He played all last year.
Am I wrong on that? I thought Tyler Eifert scored last week.
No. I said he did. No, I said he played all last year. He did. Huh? He scored last week.
Yeah, he scored last week.
Because you were like, nah.
He's not.
Oh,
yeah.
no, T's saying like, nah, like he's not, like he's just not fucking with him.
I was like,
I mean, he
like,
scored last week, but I think he has like 2 or 3 catches. I think he has he's got like 3 catches on the year. He's a red zone threat. Is what he is.
Right.
I mean, the
It's
guy's
a shame
like
he was so good.
He's kind of like what Gesicki is. You know what I'm saying? He's a big body guy who's, you just throw him the ball and he goes up and gets it. That's what Tyler Eifert was for so many years, or tried to be. Obviously that one year he had like 12 touchdowns or something like that, something crazy. But that guy just can't seem to stay healthy. But I think at this point in his career, he played with Jay Gruden back in Cincinnati, so I think that's why Jay Gruden brought him into Jacksonville. He's a red zone threat. If anything, Tyler Eifert just helps Minshew because that's another weapon for when they get in close for him to be able to throw a touchdown pass. But am I throwing Tyler Eifert into my tight end spot for fantasy? Definitely not.
Yeah.
No.
Unless you're like really, really desperate.
Well, I'm in a 32-team league.
If DJ Chark doesn't play, I mean, hell, I don't know. Maybe he looks his way, but probably not.
I think
go get Gesicki or Jonnu Smith. They were both 50+% available.
Get Gesicki, get Jonnu Smith.
They got drafted.
Would you play Dalton Schultz or Tyler Eifert?
Dalton Schultz.
Would you play Drew Sample or Tyler Eifert?
Drew Sample.
I'm just taking the L.
No, but I'm just saying like people to pick up. These people
I'm
are
taking
available.
Sample over Tyler Eifert.
Nice. Okay.
But that just shows you how confident I am in Tyler Eifert.
Eric Ebron or Tyler Eifert?
Tyler Eifert.
Yeah.
Tyler Eiffert.
If this is your options,
No, I'm just saying.
maybe you're like Andre.
What if
over
you
here.
have Kittle and then you missed
trained.
on all these other guys? I don't know. It could be a 14-team league, dude.
No, I feel you. I'm just giving you shit over
No,
here.
it's bullshit. They all
yourself.
went double tight on me, knowing that I didn't have one.
It's called strategy, dude.
it's-
Trade equity, dude.
It's a conspiracy, honestly. I'm gonna hit up the commish,
Bro.
but I think he's part of the conspiracy. So
All right, dude. Trade me, dude. Trade me
stuck.
right now.
I-
You trying to do a trade right now in the episode?
if it was live, I would.
It's called strategery.
That's the
fucks.
word.
Okay. Well, Jaguars defense.
No, I don't want either one of these defenses.
I think if you're gonna play one of them, I would play Jaguars over
Whoa,
Miami.
chill, fam. The disrespect right now.
What's up?
What?
No. Yeah, I would say fade these defenses. If you have one of these defenses, drop them and pick up.
The Colts defense is a good one.
Bucks defense has a decent matchup.
The Chargers have a good one.
Chargers are probably owned.
Whoever's Anthony's strategy is follow the Jets.
Yeah.
Or the
That's-
Vikings. Fuck.
Yeah, or the Vikings right now is pretty bad for them. But yeah,
Yeah.
Anthony's strategy is just follow the Jets. Whatever defense is playing the Jets that week, dial them up.
I feel it.
So yeah,
I feel
that's
it.
a good one. That's the Colts are playing the Jets this week, I believe.
Or honestly, I would, if it was the Jags or the Dolphins, I would just start no defense in hopes that they'll probably give me negative. So I think I'd be better saving points with a 0.
For sure.
That makes sense.
Don't start either one of these defenses.
Yeah, the negative defenses.
We've gone on for this
negative points.
Way too long.
Way too long.
I just caught my phone with my legs.
All right. Well, that's it. That was a quick episode, dude. I think it was the quickest episode we've ever done. Anyways, we've done the longest episode this year and the fastest episode this year. That was episode 51 of the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast. If this was helpful at all for you, go ahead and check us out. Check out any of our other videos, things like that. Ask us some questions. We got your back.
Yeah, for real.
And so we unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be doing the Thursday Night Football live stream tomorrow. I know it was a lot of fun last time. We actually boosted up our, accounts and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're not going to be able to do it this Thursday. But you'll see us in future Thursdays. We'll be available. Okay. Yeah. So follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. All these links are in the description down below if you're curious. Follow us on the Apple Podcast app. Leave us a rating and review on the Apple Podcast app. It really, 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 really helps us out. We got a recent one in the podcast app, and it was pretty good. Here, I might read one real quick. My phone might die, though.
Don't do it.
Don't die, phone. Because we got a recent one, and it was a nice one. Said Dre's not good at fantasy. Don't listen. No, I'm just kidding.
I think I wrote that.
Someone. Oh shit!
They deleted it.
My phone died. No, it said Bennett Roberts said, just discovered these guys, a bunch of dirty dogs, and he left us 5 stars. So appreciate you, Bennett. You're the homie. Hey. So if you're listening to this one, we appreciate you, dog.
And if you live where there's In-N-Out, let me know. Send me your address. I'll have them Postmate some shit to your crib.
Yeah, we'll send you some In-N-Out.
No one's taking me up on the In-N-Out yet. But
yeah. Leave in the comments on YouTube if you want some In-N-Out.
Don't fuck around.
Tell us you left us a review. We got your back, dog. I mean, it's free In-N-Out. I think that's pretty good. And that's all she wrote, baby. We're out. Peace. Us big boys are out.
Guadalajara.